A die-hard fangirl, on her way to see her idol, was unfortunately hit by a car. She thought, "This is it, I'm done for." But fate had other plans. She was reborn into the body of the hottest celebrity of the moment, a woman she absolutely despised. This actress was constantly trying to create a fake relationship with her beloved idol husband. After her rebirth, she discovered life wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Her manager constantly bullied her, slowly pushing her into a seemingly inescapable abyss. The only light in her existence was the sight of her beloved idol husband. Will she be able to win over her handsome idol husband? Watch to find out. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel to encourage faster releases. Thank you so much. All day, the internet buzzed with the news that the incredibly popular idol, Hua would be performing at Seven Pines Mall the following evening. Excited fans flocked to the airport to catch a glimpse of their idol. Xiao Xiao, a dedicated fan and frontline photographer, and a longtime member of Hua's girlfriend fan group, hurriedly grabbed her camera and headed out. Once in the car, she scrolled through her phone, gushing over her idol. How can Hua be so incredibly handsome? Seeing that time was running short, she urged the driver, "Please, sir, go a little faster. I can't be late for my husband's concert." The driver, resigned to her fangirl frenzy, could only laugh and press the accelerator. "This is as fast as it goes. Any faster, and I'll be selling salt," meaning he'd lose his license. Scrolling through her phone again, she noticed that hashtag #ShengQiao was trending. Her eyes widened in annoyance. If you were to ask who Xiao Xiao hated most in showbiz, it would undoubtedly be the currently popular actress, #ShengQiao. She absolutely loathed her. This actress, who called herself Hua's Jr., had no notable works to her name. She'd risen to fame through a reality show and then proceeded to act like she owned the world. Day after day, #ShengQiao would try to share the spotlight, with Hua sparking rumors. But not only did this so-called junior not back off and stay away from Hua, her team actively clung to him, exploiting his fame and fueling the ship. They caused so much trouble that fans were furious, taking to the internet to vent their anger at #ShengQiao. Day after day, month after month, this newbie with no significant work, #ShengQiao, was relentlessly criticized by Hua's fans until she became a trending topic. Fuming, Xiao Xiao leaned back against a car's seat and yelled, "Arg! This is so frustrating." The driver's phone rang. He answered it, swerving the wheel to the right without even checking his signal. Xiao Xiao glanced up, a look of displeasure on her face. She was about to tell him not to answer the phone while driving when a loud horn blared from the side. Before Xiao Xiao could react, she heard a loud crash. A red car slammed into the side of their vehicle. Xiao Xiao was thrown forward, her body flying out of the car. As the world spun around her, she had only one thought. Am I really going to die on my way to see my idol? That would be so embarrassing. At the Central City Hospital, she didn't know how much time had passed, but she slowly opened her eyes and realized she was still alive. She breathed a sigh of relief. Phew, I'm not dead yet. That's a relief. Before Xiao Xiao could even grasp where she was, a stack of papers smacked against her. Gao Meilin, seeing her stir, frowned, her tone far from gentle. "Feeling better? Any lingering pain? We're leaving the hospital soon, so get any last-minute checks done." Xiao Xiao stared at the woman, speechless. After years of battling #ShengQiao's team, how could she not recognize her manager? Gao Meilin, panic swelled. Isn't she #ShengQiao's manager? What's she doing here? Seeing Xiao Zhao's dazed expression, Gao Meilin leaned in, irritation etched on her face. "#Xiao, what's with that look?" Xiao Zhao's eyes widened, threatening to roll back in her head. "#Xiao? Had she been called #Xiao? This had to be a dream. Oh God, I don't want to become the person I hate the most." She grabbed a mirror from the table behind her. Gao Meilin continued to grumble. "What are you doing? Playing amnesia with me?" Looking at her reflection, Xiao Xiao froze. What kind of joke is this? Did I transmigrate into someone else's body? She touched the face she'd loathed even in her dreams. Oh my God, I've become the actress I despise the most. Gao Meilin's voice sharpened with impatience. "We're filming a talk show tomorrow. Memorize the script today. Do you hear me? If you cause any trouble, you'll answer to me." Still reeling from the body swap, Xiao Xiao thought, I've become #ShengQiao, so doesn't that mean #ShengQiao has become me? She squeezed her eyes shut, shaking her head in disbelief. Gao Meilin, already on edge, glared at her. snatching the mirror from Xiao Zhao's hand. Gao Meilin tossed it aside and raised her voice. I've given you enough leeway. Stop playing the frail little thing. The talk show has a new persona set up for you. If anything goes wrong, you'll see how I deal with you. With that, she spun around and stormed out. Xiao Xiao watched her go, a sudden understanding dawning on her. So that's why Xing Xiao's team is so difficult. This manager is terrifying. I need to get home and figure out what's going on, she muttered to herself. The Xiao family wasn't wealthy, but they were comfortable. Xiao Xiao had an older brother, a rising star in the legal world, specializing in economic law. Her whole family was accomplished and respected. Only she had been obsessed with chasing idols. Hurrying home, Xiao Xiao hid behind a bush. It was the first time she'd felt nervous approaching her own house. She cautiously made her way to the small, detached villa. The lights were on outside, and the living room glowed warmly, the curtains partially drawn, offering glimpses of the scene within. Mr. Chiao sat on the sofa, reading a newspaper. Mrs. Chiao, in her wheelchair beside him, peeled an apple. Both seemed perfectly normal, not the least bit worried. This made Xiao question everything. Why aren't they worried about me? Does this mean my body has already woken up? Anxious to get a better look, she took a few steps forward. Suddenly, a hand clamped down on her arm. Before she could react, a young man confronted her, his voice aggressive. Who are you? And what are you doing outside my house? Xiao Zhao's mind raced. I'm Xiao Zhao's classmate, she stammered. I heard she was in a car accident, so I came to visit. Xiao Yu, her brother, scrutinized her, suspicion in his eyes. Who is Xiao Xiao? He asked, his tone strange. Xiao Xiao nearly jumped out of her skin. Don't you remember? I'm your little sister. The wariness that had momentarily vanished from Xiao Yu's eyes flickered back to life. I don't have a little sister. Tell me, who are you really? The commotion outside had drawn the attention of Mr. and Mrs. Qiao inside. Mr. Qiao came to the door. Xiao Yu, what's going on? Xiao Yu stared at Xiao Qiao without turning to his father. I caught a thief. Xiao Qiao frantically denied the accusation. I'm not a thief. I came to visit Xiao Qiao. Mr. Qiao, seeing the slender girl who looked anything but a thief, softened his tone. Did you get the wrong address, dear? There's no one named Xiao Qiao here. Xiao Qiao felt as if she'd been struck. She swayed, unsteady on her feet. No, how can that be? Instinctively, she reached out and grabbed Xiao Yu's arm. He sidestepped, avoiding her touch. Dizzy and disoriented, Xiao Qiao stumbled and landed with a thud on the grass. Tears welled up in her eyes. Why? Doesn't Xiao Qiao exist in this world? She sobbed. Xiao Yu frowned. Mr. Qiao approached them. Xiao Yu, help her up. She needs to go to the hospital. Xiao Yu reached out, but the weeping girl on the ground swatted his hand away. Don't touch me. You're pretending you don't know me. Don't touch me. Exasperated, Xiao Yu pulled out his phone. Let's just call the police, Dad, he said, pointing to his head. I think there's something wrong with her up here. A voice suddenly called out from the street. No need for the police. She's with me. Xiao Yu glanced over and immediately recognized who was she. He nodded toward Xiao Qiao, who was still sitting on the ground crying. She came to find me. Sorry for the disturbance. He bent down and gently took Xiao Qiao's arm. Come on, let's go. Xiao Qiao, heartbroken and sobbing, looked up through tear-blurred eyes to see the familiar, yet impossibly distant face of Huaxi. Her cries caught in her throat. Huaxi, is that you? Huaxi smiled softly and nodded. Huaxi led Xiao Qiao back to his place and poured her a glass of warm water. He then sat down opposite her, while she looked curiously around. He looked at her, his voice devoid of emotion. Xing Xiao, what are you up to? Hearing the name Sheng Xiao, she felt as if 1,000 arrows had pierced her heart. That's right, she thought. I'm Xing Xiao now. She buried her face in her hands and wept. After a long while, as if remembering something, she looked up and asked, Huaxi, did you close the curtains? Please don't let anyone take pictures. He looked at her back, puzzled. She walked over and carefully drew the curtains closed. His next question made her hand freeze. So, why did you come here today? She didn't turn around, her voice choked with tears. Huaxi, I was so happy to see you, but something happened today. Something unbelievable. I can't be happy anymore. He didn't understand and fell silent. After a while, glancing at his watch, he saw it was getting late. I'll call you a car, he offered. Xiao Qiao, her mind in turmoil, weakly followed him. Huaxi opened the car door for her and said coldly, get some rest. The car door closed, and she was about to turn away when she suddenly rolled down the window and called out his name. Was she? He turned back. Her eyes were still red-rimmed, her voice thick with unshed tears, yet the look she gave him was filled with warmth. I wish you the best of luck with your deep run tomorrow night. He met her gaze, holding it, as if trying to decipher her thoughts. After a moment, he nodded, a small smile playing on his lips. Thank you. Qianwei gave him Sheng Qiao's address so he could drive her home. By the time they arrived, it was late. The unfamiliar house, cold and echoing, brought a fresh wave of tears, and she wept miserably. After investigating information about herself, she was shocked to discover that Xiao Qiao's contact information was completely unusable. Her close friends on Weibo, her university classmates on Facebook, even photos they'd taken together, she was absent from them all. It was as if the person known as Xiao Qiao had vanished without a trace. She stared at her reflection in the mirror, a long, searching gaze. Xiao Qiao was gone. It seemed she would have to live the rest of her life as Sheng Qiao. The next day, Assistant Feng accompanied Xiao Qiao to the company. Sipping her black tea, she asked, "What are we doing at the company today?" Feng replied, "A meeting, then an interview with a magazine. This afternoon, we're heading to the film set." Sheng Qiao nearly choked on her tea. Coughing, she sputtered, "Heading to the film set? What film set? I don't." She caught herself. "I don't know about any new film." Feng sighed, exasperated. "Qiao Qiao, don't you remember Feng Yu?" She thought for a moment. "You mean that damn drama?" "Oh, right, I remember." She muttered to herself, thankful that her past self had been an avid consumer of online fiction. She was well aware of the internet-famous Danmei novel, Feng Yu. Then, something else occurred to her. But haven't they already announced the two male leads? What does that have to do with me? Feng was speechless. "You're the female lead. This afternoon, after we get to the set, we'll be taking publicity photos for the official announcement." She froze, stunned into silence. Feng continued to explain patiently. Didn't the original script fail to pass censorship? So the director decided to add a female lead. Feng Yu is being invested in by our company, and Ms. Gao secured this role for you during the meeting. At this point, she suspected Gao Meilin was Sheng Qiao's biggest anti-fan. Why else would she accept this role for her? Did Gao Meilin want her career to crash and burn? Her, the female lead in a damn drama? What kind of role was that? Was she supposed to compete with the male leads for the affections of each other? Sheng Qiao trailed after Feng into the elevator. As soon as the doors slid closed, they ran into two familiar faces. The sight of them nearly sent Sheng Qiao into a frenzy. And Bao and Xiao Dan. She's manager and assistant. Back when she was actively involved in the entertainment industry, she'd interacted with Xi's team on numerous occasions and remembered them well. Seeing them now sent a thrill through her. Wow, she hadn't expected to see them here. Feng oblivious to his artist's sudden trembling, recognized Xi's team. After a quick greeting, he subtly shielded Sheng Qiao behind him. What a coincidence! "Hello, Mr. N and Mr. Dan." The two men acknowledged them. And Bao, ever the professional, returned Feng greeting. Xiao Dan, younger and a fervent fan of Xi, merely sniffed dismissively. The elevator reached the 9th floor. Feng quickly ushered Sheng Qiao out. "Well, we'll be going now." She paused, then offered a polite wave goodbye. "See you later." Her enthusiasm stunned the other two. It wasn't until the elevator doors closed that Xiao Dan turned and asked, "Do we know her?" And Bao shook his head. "I don't think so." On the 27th floor, she was playing King of Story in his office. When Bao walked in, he'd just been killed by Chi Pu. He didn't even bother looking up at the sound of the opening door. And Bao approached and tossed a folder onto the desk. "There, I've blocked all her photos for you." She remained engrossed in his game. And Bao watched him for a moment. "Aren't you going to say anything?" She replied curtly, "Nope." And Bao sat down, a casual air about him. "I just ran into Sheng Qiao in the elevator." Xi's fingers, flying across the game controls, stilled. He glanced at Xi a couple of times before continuing. "Just like you described. She looks like she's going through something rough. Really haggard, no makeup, but still beautiful. If you like her." Xi released his phone. "I don't like her." And Bao looked at Xi with a knowing glint in his eyes. "You don't like her, yet you've helped her so many times? Even letting her cling to you for scandal." Xi leaned back in his chair. "She's pitiful. I don't think she's a bad person." And Bao sighed. Fine. By the way, the web drama our company's investing in wants you to sing the theme song. Interested, she pondered for a moment. Is that Sheng Qiao's damn drama? And Bao seemed to be thinking the same thing, clicking his tongue. Exactly. I don't know what Gao Meilin's thinking. The female lead in a damn drama is always going to get hate. Hearing the name Gao Meilin, Huaxi's face unconsciously twisted in a grimace of distaste. Isn't that what she always wants? Heat, whether it's good or bad. She doesn't care. And Bao sounded almost regretful. That Sheng Xiao, she's really pitiful. If she were with me, she wouldn't be in this situation. Huaxi waved a hand dismissively. I have things to do. Gotta go. Just as he reached the door of one of the company's departments, he overheard two employees talking inside. I could hear them shouting clearly even from out here. That's the first time I've seen Sheng Qiao openly argue with Gao Meilin like that. Didn't everyone say she's secretly afraid of Gao Meilin? The other girl shook her head. Afraid of what? Neither of them are saints. Let them fight. Huaxi walked closer, his expression impassive. This is the first time I've seen Sheng Qiao openly defy Sister Gao like that. I thought everyone said she was terrified of her. Her friend shook her head. Terrified of what? Neither of them are any good. Let them fight it out. Huaxi approached, his face expressionless. Startled by his presence, the two girls fell silent. The elevator descended to the 9th floor and stopped. The doors slowly opened to reveal a furious Sheng Qiao standing outside. Fong Bai stood behind her, trying to placate her. Qiao Qiao, please don't do this. Arguing with Sister Gao won't do you any good. Sheng Qiao exploded. I don't care if it's good or not. I absolutely refuse to do it. Turning around, she bumped into Huaxi as he stepped out of the elevator. Their eyes met. Her eyes lit up, a bright smile spreading across her face as she spoke with a gentle, joyful lilt. Hello, Huaxi. It was the radiant smile of someone seeing the person they adored. She nodded in acknowledgement, stepping aside to let her pass. Fong Bai also greeted him. Hello. She stepped into the elevator, her gaze fixed on him, unblinking, as if even a second away would be a loss. She drank in his features, those eyebrows, those eyes, that nose, those lips, that neck, even his Adam's apple. Inner monologue. Hoo, everything about him is perfect. She screamed internally, Mom, this is the one I have to marry. Fong Bai, standing beside her, couldn't bear to watch any longer. He tugged on Sheng Ke's arm, urging her, Sister Qiao, let's go back. The contract is already signed. Even if you don't want to act anymore, you still have to discuss it with Ms. Gao. We have to minimize the losses. Sheng Qiao, momentarily lost in her infatuation, finally snapped back to reality. She glanced at Fong Bai. Right, the most important thing now is figuring out how to get out of that BL drama. She isn't going anywhere. I can admire him later. Agents and artists have always had a mutually beneficial relationship, but I've never heard of an agent as tyrannical as Gao Meilin. I went to the company today, intending to discuss the pros and cons of taking on this BL drama with Gao Meilin to see if I could refuse it. But the moment I opened my mouth, she unleashed a torrent of abuse. She threw the contract in my face, fuming. You'll act in this drama, whether you want to or not. You have no right to make demands. So I shot back, I won't do it. I'll retire first. Then I stormed out. I never expected Gao Meilin to be so unreasonable. Recalling Sheng Qiao's past scandals, she suddenly felt a pang of understanding. Gao Meilin completely treated her artists like puppets. Sheng Qiao patted Fong Bai's shoulder seriously. Xiao Bai, go tell Gao Meilin that I'm serious. Either I don't act in this, or I retire. Let her choose. Fong Bai, internally near tears, pleaded, Sister Qiao, please reconsider. You can't just throw those words around lightly. Huaxi, surprised by her resolve, glanced at her. Sheng Qiao, still adjusting to her new identity and unfamiliar with the entertainment industry, paid him no mind. Don't worry, just tell her. If I act in this drama and get roasted by the entire internet, it'll be the same as retiring anyway. Seeing her unwavering stance, Fong Bai could only agree. As they reached the second-floor garage in the elevator, she followed Huaxi out. As she walked, she waved and added, Go on, don't worry, I've got this figured out. A bewildered Fong Bai called out, Sister Qiao, you don't have a car. What are you doing in the garage? Sheng Qiao, Having followed Hua Shi for quite a distance, suddenly realized she didn't have a car. Hua Shi, reaching his yellow car, finally turned and asked, "Why are you following me?" Sheng Xiao offered an ingratiating smile. Hua Shi, I don't have a car. Hua Shi asked flatly, so? Sheng Xiao, as if presenting a perfectly reasonable argument, replied, "May I have the honor of riding in your passenger seat?" Hua Shi curtly refused. No. He made to open the car door. Sheng Xiao stopped him with her hand. Question marks seemed to multiply above Hua Shi's head. Under his idol's intense gaze, Sheng Xiao faltered, quickly retracting her hand. She asked cautiously, then, Hua Shi, could you at least give me a ride out of the garage? She added with a pitiful expression, if you don't want me in the passenger seat, I can sit in the trunk. Hua Shi stared at her for a long moment, seemingly speechless. Seeing his silence, she lowered her head, thinking, I'm definitely crazy. I shouldn't bother Hua Shi like this. He got into the car, his expression impassive. Sheng Xiao looked up at him with hopeful eyes. The engine roared to life. Hua Shi lowered the window and asked, aren't you coming? She climbed into the car, practically bubbling with joy. She remembered Hua Shi's Red Cub motorcycle from back in the day. Back then, as a member of Hoagi's fan club, the Hai Kwang, she daydreamed about getting a ride on his precious sports car. She never imagined this dream would actually come true. She was truly a role model for all idol fans. Hua Shi drove without a word, the car quickly leaving the garage. Suddenly, she snapped to attention. How could she forget this crucial detail? As the car merged onto the main road, he glanced over to see Sheng Xiao cowering in the passenger seat like a frightened mouse. In her haste and panic, she'd hit her head, resulting in a painful bump that brought tears to her eyes. Hua Shi stared at her, dumbfounded. What are you doing? Sheng Xiao, still hiding, replied, I'm afraid someone will take a picture and cause a scandal for you. Hua Shi responded dryly, oh, is that so? Well, I'm eternally grateful. He reached up and adjusted the rearview mirror. He could finally see Sheng Xiao contorted into a bizarre position beneath the dashboard. Aren't you uncomfortable? Not uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable, she insisted. Just focus on driving. Don't mind me. After a while, her back aching almost to the point of breaking, she heard Hua Shi say, my car windows are tinted. They're one way. No one could see in from outside. She almost flipped. Why didn't you say so earlier? Sheng Xiao silently crawled back up, resuming her seat as if nothing had happened. Hua Shi's lips curved into a slight smile. But the amusement was fleeting, his expression quickly returning to its usual indifference. So what's your plan now? She shrugged. It's fine. Worst case scenario, we terminate the contract. Hua Shi shot her a sideways glance. I'm afraid it won't be that simple. Looking out the window at the passing scenery, she stated her opinion. There are only two kinds of breakups, messy and amicable. Gao Meilin will consider the potential added value and decide how to negotiate with me. I just need to go home and wait for her news. Hua, she raised an eyebrow in surprise. He hadn't expected her to think things through so thoroughly. A hint of amusement touched his voice. You're different than before. His words made her flinch, but she quickly recovered, feigning nonchalance. I've evolved. Humans are constantly evolving, aren't they? The car soon pulled into her building's garage. Hua Shi parked and said coldly, I suppose I won't be walking you upstairs. Goodbye. She gripped the window frame, nervously scanning her surroundings. Once she was sure the coast was clear, she finally opened the car door. No need to see me off. No need. Goodbye. She paused, then turned back to ask Hua Shi, next month, you'll start rehearsals for your tour, right? Hua Shi nodded. Yes. What? He felt a flicker of suspicion. How did she know his schedule? Just because, she said, making a cheering gesture with her hand. Good luck with the tour. I'll be there. I got tickets. The words were barely out of her mouth when she smacked her forehead, inwardly groaning. Tickets? What tickets? It was Qiao Qiao who had gotten the tickets. Heaven knew how difficult it was to snag tickets to a Hua Shi concert. His fans were notoriously fast. Instead of getting out, Sheng Xiao slid back in her seat and coughed twice. Hua Shi, you probably have tickets to your own concert, right? Hua Shi fiddled with the steering wheel. Of course. She clasped her hands together, looking hopeful. So, could I maybe buy one from you? As if afraid he'd refuse, she quickly added, I can pay 5 times the price. I want one inside the venue, preferably front row. After a long silence, she heard She's cold reply. Do I look like a scalper? Sheng Qiao wanted to cry. She, please, I'm begging you. Just one ticket. She remained unmoved. Get out of the car. Sheng Qiao pleaded earnestly. If it really doesn't work, a seat in the stands is fine too. She looked like a limited edition Meng Jiangnu, tears welling in her eyes. If I can't get in, I'll stand outside and cry so hard the stadium will collapse and crush everyone inside. She chuckled at her theatrics. He leaned back, studying her face. Sheng Qiao, he asked, what do you want to go to my concert for? To film videos and post them on Weibo to create a scandal like you always do. She stared at him, unblinking, stunned. After a long moment, she softly replied, I just want to see you. Every time you perform, I want to see you with my own eyes. I'm too far removed from you to be your friend, let alone your lover. I'm just one of your countless fans. The only way I can participate in your life is to see you grow, to see you amidst the thousands of stage lights, and watch you rise to greater heights. The next words she could only speak in her heart. And I will wave my banner and cheer for you. Even until my voice is hoarse, I won't regret it. The faint scent of peppermint filled the car. She frowned and turned away. After a long silence, he said coldly, I'll give them to you in a few days. She cheered with unrestrained joy. Tada, that's amazing Pepsi. I need you there every night. She sighed, already regretting his decision. Can someone please get her out of the car? Sheng Qiao, beaming, quickly opened the door and hopped out. The car slowly pulled away from the garage. She stood there waving like a beckoning cat. Only after the car had completely disappeared did she finally, contentedly, press the button for the elevator. Back in her apartment, she looked around the empty, cold room. The excitement faded, replaced by a strange feeling of unease. Just then, her phone buzzed with a notification. She hadn't checked it before, but now, seeing it, she nearly jumped out of her skin. Her eyes almost popped out of her head when she saw the balance. 53,000. She remembered her previous balance being 10 times that amount. Sheng Qiao, a famous actress. How can she be this broke? She pondered for a moment, then started rummaging through her savings book. I should look for my bank card first. What if she invested in other assets? The original owner's contracts and documents were quickly located. She sat down and carefully examined each one. She was horrified to discover that the original owner essentially had nothing. No house, no car, no investments. This 2-bedroom apartment was even rented. She couldn't stop sighing. Filming a movie, appearing on a game show, she shouldn't be this poor, especially since Sheng Qiao's popularity isn't low. Even if she's not top tier, she's still a second-tier actress. Her annual schedule isn't light either. How could she be this destitute? Where did all the money go? Sheng Qiao was filled with suspicion. She flipped through the documents in her hand. Her eyes landed on a contract. It was an artist cooperation contract with Brilliant Entertainment. Sheng Qiao picked up the signed contract and started reading it, clause by clause, page by page, until the very end. Her hands trembled, unable to hold the document steady. This body's old contract with Brilliant Entertainment. It's a monthly salary contract. The contract clearly stated the terms. Tinju would pay Thin Kyo a monthly salary of 20,000. Beyond this, Thin Kyo wouldn't receive any profit sharing. All income generated from her work belonged to Tinju. In other words, Thin Kyo worked for Tinju for a monthly salary of 20,000. All the money she earned from filming, appearing on game shows, and endorsements belonged to Tinju. She wouldn't receive a single dime. If she wanted to unilaterally terminate the contract, she'd have to pay a penalty 3 times her annual income. The more she read, the more she wanted to curse her past self for being such an idiot. How could she have agreed to sign this kind of contract? And worse, for a staggering 25 years. A moment later, her phone rang. Thin Kyo glanced at the screen and saw it was Chow Mai-lin calling. She gritted her teeth. She answered the phone. Chow Mai-lin's voice, laced with false cheer, came through. So calm down yet? Want to talk? Thin Kyo fought to compose herself, forcing her voice to remain steady. I'm at home. Come here directly. When Chow Mai-lin arrived, Thin Kyo plastered on a welcoming smile and poured her some tea. Sister Chow, please sit. Try this tea of mine. Chow Mai Lin accepted the teacup and began her performance. This apartment of yours? I found it for you. I even signed a contract. When you were short on money, I helped you pay 6 months' rent. Fin Kyo suppressed her anger and replied, Yes, I was young and naive. I hope Sister Chow will forgive me. Chow Mai Lin, attempting to regain control of the situation, asked, Chu Kyo, are you short on money lately? She pulled a thick envelope from her purse. Here, take this and spend it. Consider it a gift from me. Fin Kyo peeked inside and saw a measly 20,000. A sardonic smile played on her lips. Sister Chow, are you giving alms to a beggar? Chow Mai Lin's brow furrowed. Chu Kyo, what do you mean by that? Fin Kyo tapped the signed contract. Lately, I've suddenly become very clear-headed, Sister Chow. This exchange isn't beneficial. Everyone knows how much money I make for the company every year. A monthly salary of only 20,000? Isn't this blatant exploitation? Chow Mai Lin stared at her for a moment, then suddenly laughed, as if amused. Chu Kyo, I didn't force you to sign this contract. Remember, you begged me to sign with you. Fin Kyo's heart sank. She reminded herself not to panic. She hadn't inherited the original Fin Kyo's memories. This body could only slowly utter polite words. She had to figure out why the original Fin Kyo signed this unfair contract to find a solution. She leaned closer and flipped through the contract. I was young and naive, tricked by your company. But, Sister Chow, if I were to make this contract public, whose side do you think the internet would take? Seeing Chow Mai Lin's face darken, Fin Kyo continued with a satisfied smile. By then, who would dare sign a contract with Tin Jiu? Who would dare be an artist under your management? I'm so miserable, working so hard for the company, only to be squeezed dry like this. What films or shows would still want me? Chow Mai Lin laughed coldly, her anger palpable. Fin Kyo, do you think you can still survive in this industry after doing this? Fin Kyo shrugged, feigning indifference. At worst, I'll just stop being a celebrity. The world is vast. I won't starve. Chow Mai Lin took out her phone, clicked on something, and then thrust the screen in front of Fin Kyo with a chilling smile. Chu Kyo, if you're not a celebrity anymore, do you even want to be a person at all? Seeing the photo on the phone clearly, Fin Kyo's pupils dilated. On the screen was a nude photo of herself. Sheng Qiao's fingers trembled slightly. How could Chow Mai Lin have that photo of her? She abruptly lifted her head, glaring fiercely. Chow Mai Lin simply smiled, retrieving her phone. Don't look at me like that. If I hadn't spent 3 million yuan bailing you out from those loan sharks, this photo would have been plastered all over the internet long ago. If you want to blame someone, blame your gambling-addicted father. Chow Mai Lin continued, Yes, this contract is unfair. But if it weren't for this contract, and for me, you and your crippled mother would have been living on the streets with your gambling-obsessed father ages ago. Sheng Qiao gritted her teeth, struggling to maintain her composure. Chow Mai Lin picked up the stack of contracts, a slight smile playing on her lips. I gave you a stable job with a high salary. I helped you escape the nightmares and ghosts of your past. Xiao Qiao, you should be grateful to me. Stop constantly comparing yourself to other actresses. What do you have to compare? You have no background, no qualifications, not even any intelligence. I gave you the image of a sweet, innocent, and slightly ditzy princess, and you managed to turn it into stupid but trying to look dangerous. Aside from this face, what do you have? Sheng Qiao sat on the sofa, her entire body trembling as Chow Mai Lin's mocking words hung in the air. She tossed the contracts towards her. Chow Mai Lin waved her hand dismissively, picking up her bag and heading for the door. As if remembering something, she turned back with a triumphant smirk. All right, that BL drama. I've pushed your call time to tomorrow morning. Get a good rest this afternoon. Adjust your attitude. I'll have Fong Bai pick you up tomorrow morning. The amusement in her eyes slowly faded. Sheng Qiao, those who don't obey don't end well. With that, she left, slamming the door shut. Silence descended upon the room again, broken only by Sheng Qiao's ragged gasps. After a long while, she closed her eyes and took a deep breath. Qiao, it's okay. Calm down. Only by staying calm can you find a solution. You have to be calm. It's okay. She opened her eyes and picked up her phone. She had left a voice recording running this whole time. She stared at it for a moment, then went into the dressing room, picking up the original Sheng Qiao's photo. Looking down at the picture, she murmured apologetically, Sheng Qiao, I'm so sorry. I attacked you before, without knowing the truth. I was a keyboard warrior who hurt you. I don't know why you disappeared. Maybe it was because you finally couldn't bear the malice this world directed at you anymore. And I was one of the perpetrators. I will resolve all these current troubles. I will be the light that shines into your dark life." She turned and walked out, picking up her phone and dialing a number. The phone rang for a long time before someone answered. Taking a deep breath, she said, "Xiao Yu, I want to see you." The voice on the other end was confused. "Who is this?" I have some legal issues I'd like to consult with you about. Let's meet." Xiao Yu immediately declined. "Sorry, I have a few important cases right now, so I'm quite busy lately. How about I arrange for a colleague from the office to handle your case?" She quickly interrupted. "No, I only want to talk to you. Xiao Yu, I really need your help. I don't trust anyone but you." There was a pause on the other end, and then a reluctant agreement. "All right, 8 p.m. tonight. The address." She cheerfully supplied the answer. "At the Jifeng Waterside Pavilion. I'll wait for you in the private room." Sheng Xiao hung up, breathing a sigh of relief. "My first thought was to find a way to terminate the contract. That's the most urgent thing right now." She told me to think it over. "But if I want to become famous in the entertainment industry, fans are the most important factor. First, I need to see what the original host posted online before I can make any further plans." Sheng Xiao logged into Weibo. The latest post on her Weibo was a selfie from half a month ago. The comments section was overflowing. Half were from paid trolls, the other half from anti-fans. Reading through them made Sheng Xiao want to scream. She logged out of the account, sighing. "I can't stand this anymore. The official Weibo and the fan club absolutely must be up and running soon." Sheng Xiao messaged Xiao Bai, who's managing my official Weibo. "I want to chat with the fan club president." Fang Bai quickly replied, "Me?" Sheng Xiao was speechless for a moment before typing another message. "Okay, send me the password for the official Weibo account. I'll manage it myself from now on. You don't need to be involved." Fang Bai immediately agreed. "All right, I'll send it to you right now." Not long after, Sheng Xiao received the login information for her official Weibo. "All right, now is the time to put my years of experience in the fan circles to good use. First, I'll use the fan club account to generate some buzz." She thought for a moment and typed out a Weibo post. "Xiao Xiao must work harder to become stronger." After finishing, she leaned back in her chair, relaxing. What she needed now was to recruit genuine fans who truly loved Sheng Xiao, to start from scratch and rebuild her following. The recruitment post on the official fan club page quickly attracted applicants, making her feel much happier. At least the first step was complete. By the time she finished with the fan club, it was completely dark. Sheng Xiao tidied up and went out to meet Xiao Yu. Traffic caused Xiao Yu to be half an hour late. "Sorry, there was a bit of a traffic jam." She stood up with a smile to greet him. "It's okay, I understand." Seeing the person before him, Xiao Yu blurted out, "Sheng Xiao, why is it you?" Seeing her brother in front of her, but unable to acknowledge him as his sister, Sheng Xiao felt a pang in her heart. She forced a smile. "Why couldn't it be me? Come, sit down." Xiao Yu sat down, suspicion clouding his features. Xiao Yu looked at her warily. "Sheng Xiao, what do you want with me?" His distant tone made her hand, which was pouring tea, pause. The person she was once closest to was now looking at her with such a strange and guarded expression. Sheng Xiao felt like biting her tongue. She lowered her head and poured him tea, swallowing back her tears. Taking 2 deep breaths, she slowly began to speak. "I said on the phone, I have some legal issues I want to ask your advice on." Xiao Yu studied her for a few moments, noticing that her demeanor didn't seem feigned, and he relaxed slightly. Sheng Xiao took a document from her bag and handed it to him. "Take a look at this first." Xiao Yu took it and saw that it was an artist's contract. He started to read through it, his expression growing more and more shocked. Finally, no longer caring about professional courtesy, he exclaimed in disbelief, "Good heavens! How could you sign this kind of contract?" Sheng Xiao sighed and took out her phone. "Listen to this as well." It was the recording of her conversation with Gao Meilin. After listening, Xiao Yu's jaw dropped. What kind of showbiz secret is this? Is your entertainment industry always this chaotic? Sheng Xiao asked, a wry smile touching her lips. "Let me summarize for you. 5 years ago, my father jumped to his death after racking up a 3 million yuan gambling debt with loan sharks. They came after my mother and me, demanding repayment. Not only that, but they also tied me up and took compromising photos. My current agent, Gao Meilin, paid off the 3 million. The price was this unfair contract. Now I want to terminate it, but Gao Meilin is threatening me with those photos. I came to you to find out if I can protect myself legally. Xiao Yu is still reeling from the revelation. He finally collected himself, his brow furrowed. Why are you telling me all this? Aren't you afraid it will get out? Sheng Xiao's voice held unwavering conviction. If I've come to you, it means I trust you completely. I've said it before, I don't trust anyone but you. Though he couldn't fathom the source of her confidence, being trusted so implicitly stirred something within him. Xiao Yu finished reading the 2 documents, his expression growing serious. What's your plan? Do you want to terminate the contract completely, or stay with Star Entertainment and just amend the terms? Sheng Xiao didn't hesitate. I want to terminate it. Xiao Yu tapped his finger against the contract. This case is actionable. This is a clearly predatory contract. They coerced you into signing it against your will, which is grounds for nullification. Furthermore, their use of compromising photos to pressure you constitutes defamation and infringes upon your personal rights. He turned back to Sheng Xiao, a flicker of doubt in his eyes. However, once we initiate legal proceedings, your agency won't just sit idly by. Those photos will inevitably be leaked. If they decide to go scorched earth and release the photos, we have no proof that Star Entertainment is the source of the leak. The photos weren't taken by them, but by your loan sharks. They could easily claim the loan sharks kept the originals and leaked them. Xiao Yu frowned at Sheng Xiao. Have you considered these consequences? I can imagine the fallout if those photos are released, Sheng Xiao said, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. The attacks from my anti-fans, the negative public perception, the smear campaigns orchestrated by the agency. Just one push from each of them would be enough to bury me forever. After a long pause, she lifted her head, a resolute glint in her eyes. Sue them. Having a father like mine wasn't my fault. Owing money to loan sharks wasn't my fault. Having those photos taken wasn't my fault. Being oppressed by my agency isn't my fault. If everyone attacks me in the end, that won't be my fault either. She paused again, a faint smile gracing her lips. That will be the world's fault. Xiao Yu remained motionless, his gaze fixed on the smiling woman across from him. Finally, he picked up the documents and stood. All right, I understand. I'll take these documents and prepare the necessary materials for the lawsuit. I'll contact you when I need you. Sheng Xiao nodded, then hesitated. Xiao Yu, about the lawsuit. He offered a reassuring smile, turning slightly. Don't worry. We'll discuss it after we win. As she watched him go, Sheng Xiao's eyes welled up. After a moment, she whispered, "Thank you." She turned to leave, but as she did, she saw several people emerging from the tea house across the street. She was a longtime fan. Even if her husband were wrapped in a mountain of blankets, she'd still recognize him. If she could coincidentally run into Hua, she would be overjoyed. The heavy mood brought on by the contract instantly brightened. However, she was in public and couldn't just rush over and cause a scene for Hua Shi. So, Sheng Xiao suppressed her excitement, pretended not to notice him, and walked away with a cold and aloof air. Hua Shi said goodbye to his companion, then turned and walked right onto a small, tree-lined path. He had barely reached the bend when a figure suddenly jumped out from behind the trees, shouting his name and startling him. Hua Shi, Hua Shi. He trembled until he saw who it was. He gritted his teeth in exasperation. Sheng Xiao, are you crazy? Sheng Xiao's voice was filled with anxious embarrassment. Did I scare you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Hua Shi impatiently glared at her and asked, what is it? She looked up at him, her eyes sparkling in the night. Good night. Hua Shi thought he'd misheard her. What? She smiled. Good night. Get some rest and don't stay up too late. Hua, she frowned at her for a moment. You hid here and ambushed me just to say that. She beamed and nodded, looking around to make sure no one else was there before waving goodbye. I have to go now. Bye-bye. Sheng Xiao turned around happily, about to leave. Hua, she watched her cheerful figure with a complicated expression. He paused, then called out in a cool voice, come back here. Sheng Xiao didn't hesitate, immediately running back. What else? He asked with concern. How's the contract situation? Sheng Xiao's expression faltered. After a moment, she put on a casual smile. It's all small stuff. Don't worry about it. Hua, she looked skeptical. He knew exactly what kind of person Gao Meilin was from his early days at the company, so he didn't believe her at all. Seeming to sense his doubt, Sheng Xiao put on a reassuring expression. I can handle it, don't worry. Every idol has their fan. You're so capable, so I'm not bad either. The corner of Hua Shi's lips twitched. Who's your idol? She replied with a proud smile. You, of course. She urged him to leave. All right, you should go back now. It's cold outside. Well, she didn't say anything, just nodded and walked away. After taking 2 steps, he looked back. She was still standing there, smiling and waving goodbye. Sheng Xiao stood there, stunned for a long moment, then sighed softly. My time as a fangirl is over. Time to face reality. Just as she finished that thought, she received a text message from Fong Bai. Sister Qiao Qiao, I'll be downstairs at 8 a.m. tomorrow to pick you up for the film shoot. She sighed. Reality comes fast. Looks like I can't get out of this BL drama before the lawsuit officially starts. Early the next morning, as scheduled, Fong Bai picked up Sheng Xiao and arrived punctually at the company for the promotional photo shoot for their upcoming film. Unexpectedly, Sheng Xiao immediately encountered difficulties during the shoot. The photographer criticized her, first saying her smile was forced, then complaining about her stiff posture. Sheng Xiao, your character, the psychiatrist, should have a natural, gentle smile. What do you try to achieve with this rigid pose? I don't see a shred of professionalism in you. Sheng Xiao felt like a wooden puppet, her joints as if severed. The photographer, equally unrelenting, set down the camera and turned to Fong Bai. Does your artist have a favorite celebrity? Fong Bai thought to himself, how would I know? What celebrity goes around idolizing other celebrities? But then he remembered Sheng Xiao's starstruck expression in the elevator yesterday when she saw Hua Shi. Hesitantly, he replied, probably Hua Shi. After a break, the director called out, back to your positions. While getting her makeup touched up, Sheng Xiao muttered encouragement to herself. Don't be nervous. Just get through this in one take. But then she sighed dejectedly. But it's really hard. I could photograph other people, but being the model myself, I just don't know how. Lost in thought, Sheng Xiao was startled by the photographer's voice. Sheng Xiao, look over here at this poster. She turned to see Fong by holding up a poster of Hua Shi. Sheng Xiao, who had been massaging her aching shoulders, instantly broke into a smile brighter than the sun. The photographer snapped 2 pictures. Perfect. The job was done. Sheng Xiao left, her body aching, relieved that the photo shoot was finally over. Just the promotional photos, and I'm already being scolded. Won't the actual filming be even more tiring? She thought, sipping her milk tea. Thankfully, the original host's acting skills weren't good. If I just widen my eyes and pout, I should be able to get through it, right? Finally, all the main cast members had arrived. The director greeted everyone, made some introductions, and prepared for the opening ceremony. Xiao Qiao is here too. She greeted everyone with a polite, bright smile. Hello everyone, I'm Sheng Xiao. Some of the crew members whispered amongst themselves. Isn't she that entertainment industry newbie with a terrible reputation? This should be interesting. I hear she's very difficult to work with. Fu Ziqing, much like the character he played, was aloof and didn't speak much. He seemed very professional. Hello, I'm Fu Ziqing. Zhong Shun appeared somewhat effeminate, with delicate features and alluring peach blossom eyes that captivated both men and women. Hello, Sister Qiao Qiao, I'm Zhong Shun. Unfazed by the curious glances around her, Sheng Xiao shook hands and introduced herself to the main cast as the director made introductions. The director beamed. All right, everyone has met. Let's try to get each scene done in one take. Sheng Xiao chimed in agreeably. Yes. Let's do our best. Ignoring the unusual looks directed at her, Sheng Xiao sat on the sofa, diligently studying her lines. My acting is already bad. If I don't even remember my lines, Gao Meilin will shave my head. Suddenly, Fong Bai looked at something on his phone and yelled, Sister Qiao Qiao. Something bad has happened. Startled, she asked, what is it? Fong Bai scrolled through his phone, his face a mask of gloom. The production team had just released Sheng Xiao's character stills. Sheng Xiao, Qiao, you've been blasted all the way to the number 3 trending topic, he mumbled. That morning, when the official stills announcing the female lead were released, the internet had exploded. Fans of the original novel were furious, while Sheng Xiao's anti-fans were gleefully adding fuel to the fire. Even casual onlookers were bewildered, wondering what a female lead was doing in what was supposed to be a BL drama. Within an hour, the backlash had catapulted Sheng Xiao into the trending topics. Sheng Xiao, having anticipated this reaction, offered a reassuring smile. It's okay, don't panic. I saw this coming. She then asked Fong Bai to take a picture of her looking over some documents. Your job from now on, she instructed, is to take pictures of me from all angles. Don't worry about anything else. Fong Bai readily agreed. Sheng Xiao logged into her official fan club account and posted an update. Some things need to be done. Some roles need to be filled. Even if it means facing 1,000 criticisms, I will move forward without flinching. The accompanying photo taken by Fong Bai, showed her intently studying the script. Understanding her fan base, she proactively messaged her fan group, offering words of encouragement. She quickly received a wave of supportive messages in return. Meanwhile, Wang, a member of Sheng Qiao's anti-Blacklash fan group, sat deep in thought at her computer. Why are Qiao Qiao's resources always so bad? What is her manager playing at? An idea sparked in her mind. I'm going to hack into Gao Meilin's computer and see what's going on. She discovered a locked file on Gao Meilin's computer, piquing her curiosity. Why is there a password-protected document here? Driven by a thirst for answers, Wang quickly bypassed the security and clicked on the file. The image that appeared on screen made Wang's eyes widen in disbelief. It was the very photo she had used to try and sabotage Sheng Qiao's career. She cursed under her breath, wondering how Gao Meilin had gotten hold of it. After lunch break, filming resumed. This was Sheng Qiao's first time observing the filming process firsthand. She watched and listened intently, absorbing everything she could. She meticulously reviewed professional terminology, politely asking the director for clarification whenever she encountered something she didn't understand. The director, pleased with her eagerness to learn, happily provided guidance. By early evening, Sheng Qiao was brimming with confidence. It's just acting, she thought. Nothing to be afraid of. However, reality quickly delivered a harsh dose of humility. The director repeatedly called cut with increasing frustration. Sheng Qiao's performance was so stiff, it was as if she was daring him to criticize her. Do you even remember you're playing a doctor? He finally snapped. Sheng Qiao, embarrassed, backpedaled. Yes, I'll adjust and try again right away. Despite her promise, her expression remained wooden in the next take, causing the director's face to darken. Sheng Qiao, remember you're acting, not posing for a product endorsement. Before the director could erupt, Sheng Qiao stopped the scene herself. Bowing her head apologetically, she addressed the crew. I'm truly sorry, everyone. It's been a while since I've been on set, and I'm having trouble finding my footing. I've wasted everyone's time. She bowed sincerely. Director, could you give me one night to adjust? The director was fuming, but seeing Sheng Qiao's good attitude as she bowed and apologized, he relented. Fine, that's enough for today. Everyone pack up and go get some rest. We'll continue tomorrow. Fong Bai rushed over with Sheng Qiao's coat. Sister Qiao, don't worry. Just rest up tonight. You'll definitely nail it tomorrow. Sheng Qiao sighed. Go grab some late-night snacks nearby, like milk tea and barbecue, and give everyone on the crew a serving. I'm heading back to my room. She wasn't in a good mood, and Fong Bai, not wanting to bother her, simply nodded in agreement. Instead of returning to her room, Sheng Qiao went to a small park by the lake and sat down to diligently study her lines. No, the tone here should be gentler. She was determined. I was a terrible student back then, she thought, but I still managed to get a scholarship to the University of London. Is there anything harder than exams? Of course not. I got into the University of London, so I can definitely become a good actress. It just takes hard work. She practiced her lines late into the night, finally returning to the hotel, shivering from the cold. In the elevator, she ran into Zhong Shun. He seemed surprised to see her. Oh hey, Sheng Qiao, he greeted with a grin. He looked at the script in her hand and her flushed, cold face. Wow, Sheng Qiao, you're really going all out, he exclaimed in disbelief. Sheng Qiao, her eyes tired but resolute, replied, hard work pays off. Zhong Shun stared blankly for a moment. Then he burst out laughing. With that kind of dedication, I'll be your protector. If you need to practice lines, just come find me. Sheng Qiao gave a strained smile, thinking, coming from a guy who messed up his lines over 10 times today, that's rich. How convincing. The next day, during a break on set, he actually showed up with a script ready to rehearse with her. Sheng Qiao groaned inwardly. Can I refuse? Zhong Shun scoffed. No way. I'm offering to help, and you dare refuse? Fu Zithan, sitting nearby with a cup of hot milk, watched their awkward rehearsal. After a while, he couldn't take it anymore. He set his cup down. He walked over to Zhong Shun, patted him on the shoulder, and said, let me do it. Zhong Shun immediately bristled. What do you mean? Are you saying I'm bad? Fu Zithan bluntly replied, yes. Zhong Shun, pouting, retorted, but I'm handsome. Ignoring the sulking Zhong Shun, the two moved aside and rehearsed the scene. After 2 run-throughs, Fu Zithan looked at Sheng Qiao with a hint of surprise. Much better than yesterday. Sheng Qiao felt a surge of satisfaction. Her hard work had paid off. Her fan club's official Weibo account was updated daily with the same photo of her acting, accompanied by romantic and touching poems. Even Fong Bai was impressed. Our Weibo posts are so well written. Sheng Qiao took a sip of water and replied confidently, "This is nothing. Everyone's saying your acting has been getting better and better lately," Fong Bai continued. "And they think the two leads really like you." Sheng Qiao smiled to herself. She had expected some friction with the crew, but surprisingly, both leads were quite nice. During another break, Zhong Shun bounced over, enthusiastically suggesting, "Let's start a gaming group. Come to my place." He eagerly tugged on her arm. "I've got tons of delicious snacks. Tell your assistant to come too." Seeing the guy tugging and pulling at her, she chided, all right, slow down. You're practically dragging me. There'll be ridiculous rumors going around if you keep this up." Fu Ziqing, looking displeased, asked, "Where are you two going?" Sheng Qiao honestly replied, "To Zhong Shun's place to play games." Fu Ziqing immediately suggested, "I want to go too." So, the group called each other and formed a 5-person team to start their conquest of King of Glory. Unexpectedly, in the very first match, Fu Ziqing and Zhong Shun started bickering over a role. Sheng Qiao, exasperated, snapped, "You two are fighting over the support position? Aren't you embarrassed?" Zhong Shun chuckled, "But I only know how to play support." Fu Ziqing added, "And I like the feeling of healing others." After playing for a while, the group finally won. Zhong Shun cheered. "I can't believe we won such a difficult match." "Sheng Qiao, you're really skilled," she replied with an air of confidence. "Ha, it's just basic mechanics." Zhong Shun scrolled through his phone and suddenly exclaimed, "The official Weibo account for Whispers of the Wind posted a video. When did we form a gaming group?" Someone else laughed and replied, "Brother Shun, I sent it to them. It's the kind of everyday footage the production team needs." The production team frequently releases behind-the-scenes footage to maintain interest. So, they uploaded the video of the 5 of them forming a team and playing to the official Weibo account for Whispers of the Wind, even posting their match results. Netizens, as usual, started by bashing Sheng Qiao before looking at the results. After speculating for a while, a netizen suddenly posted a comment. "Listen carefully to the audio in the video. Didn't Sheng Qiao say, 'Zhong Shun, heal me,' at 6 minutes and 29 seconds? And then she told Fu Ziqing to hold on a bit longer. She'd finish healing and help him. Damn, so Sheng Qiao was playing Lancelot." Netizens immediately clicked open the video and listened carefully. After listening, everyone was stunned. "Wow, I suddenly have a bit of goodwill towards Sheng Qiao." Netizens also quickly discovered Zhong Shun's hilariously bad gameplay, which made him wail for a long time. "Wah, now all my fans know I'm terrible at this game." Sheng Qiao scrolled through the comments, quietly chuckling, and offered some encouragement. "It's okay, being able to kill even one person is pretty good." Her phone suddenly rang with an unknown number. She hesitated for a moment before answering. "Hello, who is this?" The other side responded with a faint hello. She stood up abruptly, her voice filled with uncontainable joy. "Was she? Is that you?" "Hua," she sounded surprised. "You have my number?" She laughed. "No, I recognized your voice." "Hua," she was silent for a few seconds. "Send me your address. I'll send you concert tickets." Sheng Qiao thought carefully and asked, "Can I add you on WeChat? I'll send you my address there." A sure came from Hua Xi's end. Upon hearing this, she excitedly hopped around, giggling and cheering, leaving everyone around her speechless. Hua Xi's voice turned cold on the other end of the line. "Is filming going smoothly?" "Smoothly? Everything's great. You don't need to worry about me." Hua Xi responded with a flat, unconvincing, "I'm not worried about you." "Good to hear it's going well. Bye." She cheerfully bid him farewell. After the call ended, Sheng Qiao was practically giddy with joy, lost in a blissful daze for a moment. She quickly saved the number, labeling it My Cutie. Then, she searched for Huage's WeChat and sent him a friend request. The other side quickly accepted. His avatar was a picture of his back, and his ID was simply the word hi. Sheng Qiao sent him the address of the hotel where the film crew was staying. Huage replied with an okay. Successfully getting in touch with her idol made her feel like she'd won the lottery. After all this, she turned around, satisfied, only to find Fu Ziqing and Zhong Shun staring at her with incredibly complicated expressions. Zhong Shun said, utterly disappointed, "Xiao Qiao, you've let me down. How could you be so sycophantic?" Fu Ziqing didn't say anything, but his eyes conveyed his agreement with Zhong Shun's sentiment. Sheng Qiao, her expression unchanged, explained, "That wasn't sycophancy. That was the pure joy of talking to my boyfriend." Zhong Shun glared at her. "Nonsense. You clearly called him Huage. Since when was Huage your boyfriend?" Sheng Qiao's face remained impassive. "You misheard." Zhong Shun's fingertips trembled with anger. Sheng Xiao, not only do you think I'm deaf, but you also think I'm blind. Do you think I didn't notice whose picture is on your lock screen? You're a famous actress, and you're idolizing someone, and you're so obviously fawning over him. Aren't you embarrassed? Sheng Xiao shoved her phone into her pocket. What's it to you? Let's go get hot pot tonight. Fu Ziqing shot Zhong Shen a look. What does Xiao Qiao's personal life have to do with you? He then turned and walked away, his demeanor cool and aloof. Zhong Shen was left fuming. Sheng Xiao, however, was so happy about receiving tickets to Huaga's concert that she barely slept a wink. Fang Bai asked worriedly, Sister Qiao Qiao, what did you do last night? Why do you have such dark circles under your eyes? Sheng Xiao, applying a warm compress to her eyes, lied without hesitation. Nothing, just a normal case of insomnia. Remembering how excitedly she had tossed and turned the night before, she couldn't help but smile. Could she really tell Fang Bai that she was too excited to sleep? She picked up her phone and saw that Xiao Yu was calling. She found an excuse to get Fang Bai to leave. Xiao Bai, could you give me a coffee? The sugar-free kind, for beauty's sake. Fang Bai nodded and quickly left. As soon as Sheng Qiao answered the phone, she heard her brother say, Miss Sheng, all the relevant materials are prepared. We can start the lawsuit whenever you're ready. Sheng Qiao froze for a few seconds, then collected her thoughts and replied, Let's wait until I'm finished filming this movie. I don't want it to affect the production. Xiao Yu agreed. He paused, then said, Sheng Qiao, I want to say a few things to you personally. Go ahead, I'm listening. Xiao Yu expressed his concerns frankly. No matter how we fight this, we can't guarantee that the photos won't be leaked. If possible, and I mean if possible, you should try to retrieve the original photos before initiating the lawsuit. Sheng Xiao was amused by her straightforward brother. Xiao Yu, that's not something a lawyer should say. Xiao Yu knew this, of course. After a moment of silence, he mumbled, Well, it's just my personal suggestion. Despite his casual tone, Sheng Xiao was touched. I know. Don't worry. It wasn't that she hadn't considered Xiao Yu's suggestion, but it was incredibly difficult to pull off. Suddenly, she received a message from Wang Wang. Can you get in touch with Xiao Qiao? I have something extremely urgent to discuss with her. She finished reading the message, a wave of bewildered urgency washing over her. Using an anonymous account, she lurked in the fan group, replying, It might be possible, but I can't just casually tell Xiao Qiao. You have to tell me what's going on first. Wang Wang quickly messaged